What made this trip so special to you?
Yeah. For me, it was a multitude of things that made this trip so special for me. Why it's titled My Dream Golf Trip and everything like that. I don't know, it's pretty cool. I grew up seeing Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney on the TV giving interviews about his time in the service, and everything he's done with the Folds of Honor and the phenomenal work they all do over there. So getting to actually, golf with him for 4 hours and get to talk to him and listen to him and learn from a man in his position and of that stature is just something super special for me. You gotta learn from those above you and take advice from them. And he is full of all that, as I'm sure I hope some of it gets documented in this video. And not just that, the Patriot's a stunning course. I was lucky enough to play it about 2.5 years ago. And to be back here again now with Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney, Everett, who is a Folds of Honor recipient, and his mother, Colleen, who is also a Folds of Honor scholarship recipient. Yeah, and it's a very humbling experience. You go out there and you get to spend time with Lieutenant Colonel Rooney, and you hear him talk about his story and what he did in the military. He was a fighter pilot. He flew F-16s. It's pretty badass. He's still in the reserves, so he's still active as well. Yeah, it's just cool. You go out there, you hear his story, you hear Colleen's story, Everett's story, and you just hear about a lot of people who have done amazing things for this country, and the people who continue to give back through the Folds of Honor by raising money and creating awareness about what they do and the cause they support. Yeah, it's just a really cool thing. It's the home of the Folds of Honor. It's the headquarters where everything happens. And yeah, like I said, as a kid growing up, I heard a lot about Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney, and now getting to golf with him later on, probably about, honestly, what would I have been, 12? I'm 27 now, 15 years later. Yeah, it's just a really cool full circle moment, and to be able to be a part of something as big as the Folds of Honor and what they do to support the men and women who deserve it the most and their families. Yeah, it's very humbling.
Everybody knows why we're here and the sacrifices for our freedom. So you guys roll in.
52,000 scholarships. This is amazing.
And all this. So the most amazing thing about this building, so I was telling Grace, so 7-year project, and our friends at Associated Builders and Contractors came together. So general contractors, subcontractors, suppliers, and the building is donated. So all of the people that participated are on that wall right over there, and just incredible. But all the stuff that matters on this wall is from John 15:13, no greater sacrifice than to lay down one's life for one's friends, and Isaiah 40:31, which is even young men will grow weary and stumble along the way, but those who hope in the Lord, I'll raise them up on wings like eagles. The flag, number 13, the game we love.
Yes, sir.
That's the church. And these are all combat photos of me in Iraq. All the flying pictures are me from Iraq. This is one, I was telling, we were talking about this one just showed up in my office. I was telling him, like, he was one of the earliest believers. He read an article in People magazine about Folds of Honor, and he called me from the White House. And he said, he didn't call, his top aide calls and says, hey, the president's going to be on the West Coast next week. He will stop in Tulsa if you have 15 minutes.
You had 15 minutes.
And I'm like, okay, I got 15 minutes. Yes. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like in New York City. I'm like, is this real? And you could tell. It wasn't like, oh, you're somebody's bed. You could tell it was real. And so they stop, and he gives an award. It's called the Call to Service Award that only he gives. And it doesn't have to do with like military necessarily, just people that were making a difference in the country. Very quiet, nothing around it. Air Force One pulls up, and you know, when he comes to your state, like the governor's there and the general and all these people, and I'm at the back of the line, and the Secret Service comes out, and they're like, he's here to see you. Please meet him at the bottom of the steps. And I was getting ready to deploy in 2 weeks. And so he comes down and get to salute my commander-in-chief in uniform, getting ready to go downrange for him was one of the coolest moments of my entire life.
That is amazing. And what year was that?
Oh man, that was 2008.
So again, kind of in the infancy.
Oh yeah, this is brand new.
Of Folds of Honor.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we've been running for, we've been at it for probably 8 to 10 months.
Wow.
But all of these people came along, like you look back, it's so obvious that God was just dropping these people in to push you forward. Mm-hmm. Like, hey man, don't quit. Like people are with you, and not like, yeah.
How was it getting to play with Everett and Cale throughout the day, things like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing when you get to spend time around young men, especially those that are in high school, because I used to be them. Well, I was just them. What am I, 27 now? I hope I'm able to be kind of a role model to them and give them something to learn from, I guess, per se. But it's hard to do that when Lieutenant Colonel Rooney's there. They should learn from him, not me. I will say that. I don't know. It's cool, the fact that Everett, I'm not sure it'll be shown in this video. If you want to go look, his father made the ultimate sacrifice to serve this country. And the fact that I have the ability and a platform to go golf with a young man like that, who wanted to golf with me, that's like one of the things he asked the Folds to make happen. When I met him at the Folds of Honor Gala last year, I met him and his mother, coming up on almost exactly a year ago. The fact that someone who, even though he's just, 13 years old, I think, I respect him that much. And the fact that he wants to golf with me is just humbling as well. And then Cale out there, he's a phenomenal golfer. I'm sure he'll be playing collegiate golf somewhere. His parents are big supporters of the Folds of Honor. So, I don't know. It's sometimes you got to kind of think about it like, damn, people like care enough about me and Good to like want to golf with me, when at the end of the day, I think them, like what they are doing is cool and badass and so much more important. That's just kind of how I look at it. Everett and his mother, Colleen, travel all around the country doing public speaking at a bunch of events to raise awareness for the Folds of Honor and everything they do with all their amazing work. Yeah, just as I guess they were excited to play with me, it was just as much of an honor to play with Everett, get to meet his mom, Colleen, get to spend some time with them, hear their stories, and yeah, just a super cool day.
So these are our partner Celebrity Greens. I mean, all the tour players are doing all their backyards.
They did one for us.
Yeah, they did a backyard makeover for Everett. Yeah. So they do them for our recipients around the country too. They're amazing people. The greens, they have 17 pounds of sand per square foot. So if you hit a 4-iron in here, it'd react just like it does on a golf course. Yep.
This is one of the most badass putting greens I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, I know. Is this
on a balcony?
On a balcony. And
rooftop?
It was incredible. And I'm like, hey, let's just put AstroTurf up here. And to Weston's credit and how just, unbelievable these guys are, they have to like literally haul everything up.
Yeah.
So they create this thing. They got these crank elevators bringing all the sand, all this kind of stuff up here, and it's built with the same spec they would build any green. And there was no easy way to do this. They were sitting in here cutting all of this in by hand.
Thank you.
Some food, full swing, did a sim for us.
That's what we have as well.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Fire that thing up, man. And then I got a bunch of bags showing up in the next 2 weeks, but bags will be double stacked on all the walls from guys.
You have more bags than that come.
I think we got 20 more bags coming from the best players in the world.
I was gonna say, you already got Rory, Scotty over there,
yeah.
Ricky, JT.
And when I talk to them, it's like, I don't want a bag that the company sends me. I want a bag that was used. Mm-hmm. Like, don't send me some bright white tennis shoe thing that they just sent me from TaylorMade or whatever. Same missile that we have in American Dunes. There's only 2 of them in the world that are taps. And 339 confirmed kills. Costs about $400,000 a piece. It's our heat-seeking missile. The heart of the envelope's like 1 to 3 miles, coming off the rail to shoot down enemy aircraft. And it just serves Michelob Ultra here, so it's all good.
That's a badass thing.
Yes. Higher and better use, some might contend.
How y'all doing? Sorry to take you guys away from the video, but I want to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Factor. We all know you guys have a lot going on outside of the kitchen, so that's why you turn to Factor. Fresh, nutritious, chef-prepared meals ready in just 2 minutes. When it comes to meals, everyone wants the same thing, options. That's why Factor offers 35 wholesome meals every week, including Gourmet Plus, Keto, Calorie Smart, Vegan, and Veggie, so you'll always find something you love that suits your lifestyle. One of the big reasons I love Factor is because I can make meals like this at home in under 2 minutes. As you can see behind me, it's Saturday, a lot of college football. You don't miss any of the action. It's beautiful. I can't even count that. This might be my new favorite meal from Factor. And let's make this the whole ab. If you guys want to be eating good like me, head over to Factor75.com and use code BubbyGolf50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. And not just that, you also get 20% off your next month's orders over at Factor. Again, go over to factor75.com and use code BubbyGolf50 or click the link in the description and use code BubbyGolf50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month's orders. Yeah, we're gonna get right back into the video, y'all. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Much love, y'all. Peace.
What specifically about the Patriot course makes it so cool?
Gosh. I mean, hole one, teeing off that cliff is just beautiful. And then what I think what makes it so cool is the history and the legacy behind that course, what it means, everything. I'm not sure if it got captured in this video, but Lieutenant Colonel Rooney talking about everything that went into getting that course to fruition and really bringing his dreams to reality. Because I think they started plans on developing the course in 2007, 2008, which, as you know, if you know American economic history, is probably the worst time you could develop something. And he went through a lot of trial and tribulation to keep those plans afloat and never lost hope in bringing that course to fruition and completing the project and making it what Lieutenant Colonel Rooney calls it, his church, and not just that, a vessel to spread the message of the folds and of all the veterans and the men and women who have made these sacrifices for our country and our freedom. That's what kind of makes it cool, is like all that around it and what the course serves to do. It's not really just a golf course. It serves a purpose of raising money for the Folds of Honor and bringing light to how important it is what they do. And yeah, I don't know, again, it all just stems back from when I was a kid, my dad telling me about Lieutenant Colonel Rooney, like, hey, Tom, that's someone to be like one day when you grow up. And now I get to play golf with him and work with him, per se, just raising awareness for the Folds of Honor. It's super cool. And another thing that means so much to me is when I get to share these experiences and do everything like that, knowing how proud it makes my mom and my dad. Like when we did the American Dunes video where I parachuted in and landed on hole 10. Landed on hole 10 and presented Colonel Rooney the trophy. I was able to have my mom and dad there, and I don't know, I could tell how happy it made my dad that we got to actually sit and speak with Colonel Rooney for like an hour. And he got to tell him the story of when I was a kid, growing up, playing out there at Grand Haven Golf Club before it was American Dunes. And one of the first Patriot golf days, Colonel Rooney was out there raising money. My dad donated some money. I hit the green, won some golf balls. Yeah, it's just a really cool full circle moment for me and my family. All right, y'all, we are here at the Patriot Clubhouse right now. Some of y'all may have clicked on the video because I said this was my dream golf trip. We'll get more into that in a bit as to why that is. A lot more beyond the fact that this facility, this property is just absolutely stunning. But I want to show you all the clubhouse. They have some amazing stuff in here. Obviously very patriotic. It's called the Patriot. It is also the Folds of Honor headquarters. Don't know if you guys saw that tour, if it's going to come before or after this part of the video, but we just got a tour of that from Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney. There's people in there. I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking. We'll just walk around and show you everything in there. Then we're going to show you guys the cottage and then the golf. We'll probably show the golf at the end.
It'll be in there somewhere.
Yeah, it'll be in there somewhere. The golf had an amazing time today playing with Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney, Everett, and Kale. Great time. But yeah, let's go in here, give you guys a tour of the clubhouse. They have a copy of the Declaration of Independence. Obviously, that's about as American as it gets. Obviously, it's just super American theme. It's amazing when you walk in here, dude. It just makes you proud to be an American. It's just like you come into places like this or properties like this, and I don't know, you just feel how proud and grateful you are to be an American, because they have a sign right up there when we walked in, and it says it clear as day, freedom is not free. And that is what the Folds of Honor does, is for those families, the loved ones that have made that ultimate sacrifice or who are wounded in action. They provide scholarships and the opportunity for their family that is left at home in America to go on and get that higher education and empower themselves through that. It's a beautiful cause. That's why I love working with them. Not just that, the people at the Folds of Honor. I've gotten to meet the most amazing people ever. This past year and a half, 2 years, Bobby Stogies has been partnered with the Folds of Honor. Yeah, I'm getting to play golf with Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney. Pretty amazing. I'll show y'all what he gave me too. He let us go in and have a shopping spree. I'll show y'all when we go back to the cottage. All right, y'all, now we are outside right behind the clubhouse. This is my favorite part of the whole property. Just putting green, beautiful putting green, overlooking hole 1. You have a beautiful view of the skyline of Tulsa. This is one of the highest points on the property. That hole 1 tee shot is just stunning. Like, you show up to a course, you start out on a stunning golf hole that just makes you remember a place like this. Trace and I were just talking. They got an Adirondack chair right there, overlooking it, just sitting out here, watching the sunset, having a stogie. It's just amazing everything that went into it and how it came to be, and the message that is carried at this course, and the phenomenal and amazing work they do out here with the Folds and supporting families that deserve it. Yeah, it's just a beautiful spot. You'll see in the video too and through drone shots how amazing this property is. But it's the kind of thing, if you, you're a big
I broke my ankle there.
It's the kind of thing though, is like the video's not going to do it justice. You come out here and experience it. You learn what Mr. Rooney built with everybody around him and just what this place represents. Makes you proud to be an American, honestly. But yeah, now we're going to go over to the cottage. Well, we're actually staying in a hotel. They have a hotel on property. We'll go show you that. I want to show you one of the coolest gifts I've ever gotten.
Why is the Folds of Honor so important to you and your family and things like that?
Well, I guess if you really want to start it way back, pretty much every man in my family served before me. One grandfather was a Marine. The other grandfather was in the Army. Sadly, I've lost both of them in about the past 2.5 years. My father was in the Navy. And then a very close family friend of mine who I called Uncle Paul was also in the Navy. So military roots run deep in my family and loved ones. Not just that, my best friend Trace from back home, he served in the Army. And yeah, the fact that I've been blessed with a platform and can use it to spread awareness about causes I care about, especially the men and women who make the ultimate sacrifice so we can have our freedoms and the liberties that are afforded to us, it just goes hand in hand with everything I want to do. I mean, the military, I was raised to hold them in the highest regard with the utmost respect, and the fact that I can use my platform to continue to do that and share that message is a blessing. And I'm super grateful for that. And I guess more so on just a personal note of me, I grew up playing at Grand Haven Golf Club as a kid, which is now American Dunes after Jack Nicklaus renovated it for free because he believed in the Folds and their mission so strongly. Yeah, I remember going in there and seeing Folds of Honor stuff and seeing quotes from Lieutenant Colonel Rooney and all that. As a kid, you grow up, you see someone's a fighter pilot. You might not know a whole lot about what's going on. It's just like, that's badass, dude. Like, he flies planes. That's cool. Well, jets, technically, but... And then my dad would tell me about him and the Folds and everything going on. And like I said, we were out there one day when he just started the Folds of Honor. He was raising money on what would have been, before the renovations, the 8th hole, par 3. My dad donated some money. I hit the green, won some golf balls, and yeah, I guess he didn't know it. I didn't really even know it at the time because I was a kid, but I met Colonel Rooney that day, and now full circle to this. Yeah, I've just always thought the Folds and their mission is incredibly honorable, and they do amazing work over there. All right, y'all, we are standing out front of the Sierra Hotel right now. This is where we are staying on our trip up here at the Patriot. This used to be the old headquarters until they built that headquarters that was donated by ABC. It's AB something construction. It says on a plaque in there. I'll let you know that, but we're gonna go in here real quick, give you a tour of the hotel. There's some awesome memorabilia in here and everything. There we go. After you, big fella. So you come in here, it's cool. They've got upstairs rooms. They have all these rooms. Rooms are to the right and to the left. Don't want to go down there. I don't know if there's anybody staying there right now. We'll just focus on the main areas. I think that's hole 1. Stunning. Beautiful. As you can tell, it's all obviously very American themed. They got the candy dispensers there. We went through a lot of that last night. This is gonna be a vibe. Dude, imagine this in like November, like 50 degrees out, get the fire going, watching the football. Beautiful though. We'll get to the back patio too. This is the part that is super cool. Mr. Rooney has got to meet some amazing people through all this, just like I've been lucky enough too. He's got Jack Nicklaus, which coolest thing is Jack did the whole entire renovations of American Dunes Golf Club pro bono. He did it for free because he loved and believed in their message and their purpose so much. He did American Dunes for free for Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney and the Folds of Honor. You got Arnie there, Lee Bryce, Jack Nicklaus again. Like, dude, that's just unreal. George Bush right there as he spoke about at the tour of the new HQ and everything. Now this would be a lot of people's dream room. It comes with just fully stocked fridge. Like, I mean, fully stocked. Obviously for me, I'm gonna be having the Dr. Peppers and the Cokes with my cigars. Trace and Gray, you guys enjoyed some high noons the other night?
We did.
You guys enjoyed some high noons, sitting on the back patio. We had some stogies out there. Ample water too, gotta stay hydrated, that's important. Coffee bar, I love it. Now this is one of my favorite spots. Out here in the back, just a beautiful back patio. You got a grill over there. You got a grill, kitchen area over here. As you can see, cigars in the ashtray. It's a little too hot for it right now, but you have a beautiful fire pit out here. TVs, watch some football. But this is here, come with me. It's another really cool spot that all the guests you get. What's up, guys? You guys just playing 9 today or playing 18?
Oh, we're playing 9.
Playing 9, so you're on your final hole? How you doing, my man? Good, how are you? Nice to meet you. Good to see you boys. Met you guys earlier. How's it going?
Good.
You guys having fun? One more thing, I'm sure if you guys were military, especially I think in the pilot world, you'll probably know what Sierra Hotel stands for. I had no clue until Mr. Rooney told us today on the course. It's, whoa. So he said if you fly really well and you come back, your superiors will tell you like, hey, you were flying shit hot out there. So in military terms, you SH Sierra Hotel, that's why it's called that. That's pretty cool. No, he said, I'm not gonna gas myself up. This was Mr. Rooney's words. He says that's where he puts his shit hot guests. It's a pretty big compliment. Thank you, Mr. Rooney. I appreciate that, sir. But one more thing real quick before we show you all that. He hooked all of us up with some amazing gifts, but his book, Flying to the Wind, and the coolest thing is too, he signed it. He gave me one signed for myself, and then my parents are huge fans of Mr. Rooney as well, and he was kind enough to sign one for my mom and dad as well. They're gonna see this video before I'm able to get them, so mom and dad, you're welcome. This covers all the holidays for you. You guys got it, but we're gonna go grab some food, chill, then we're gonna do dinner and Sunday night football over at the HQ with Mr. Rooney. It's just so badass. I wish I did a video like this in American Dunes, telling you all the story and history that they have there. Yeah, just a beautiful day, a blessed day. I guess get to the next part of the video. Much love, y'all.
To wrap things up, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, just big thank you to the Folds of Honor and Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney for having me out that day and hosting us. I think, we spent 2 nights there. Got to watch the games, have some dinner with everybody. It was a super cool experience. I'd love to come back, considering it's only 3 hours north of here. It's a simple drive, easy to get there. I guess at the heart of it, just a big thank you to all the men and women who serve this country. All of you guys that go over there to protect our freedoms and fight against the terrors, to afford us the liberties and the freedoms that we have here in America. I just can't thank you enough. And that's one thing I'm sure in America, regardless of how divisive stuff is now or whatever's going on politically, everybody on both sides can agree that the men and women who serve this country deserve the utmost respect and gratitude from all of us here, because we do live in the best country there is. And there's a reason for that. It's because there are men and women who make sacrifices, some of them the ultimate sacrifices, so we can have this beautiful life here in America. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to them. Thank you to the Folds of Honor for all the work they do. If you guys want to, please go check out the Folds of Honor. The link will be in the top of the description if you want to go donate or read more about their mission. It's amazing what they do. And like I said, this all kind of not started, but the big catalyst of it all was the Bubby Stogies. Came out with the Bubby Stogies. We wanted to do what's called, with Ty Murphy, the owner of Greenside Cigars over there, when I came out to Bubby Stogies, we wanted to do something called Cigars for a Cause. And without hesitation, I said, I want to work with the Folds of Honor. And they were generous enough to work with us. And $10 of every box of the Bubby Stogies goes over to Folds of Honor and their mission. But again, this isn't about the cigars. This isn't about anything. Just go support the Folds of Honor if you can, with whatever you can do. It's greatly appreciated. And not just that, they are a top 1% charity in America for how much money you donate, the percentage of it that actually goes to the cause. 91 cents of every dollar donated to the Folds goes to the cause and their mission. They're incredibly upstanding, transparent, just ran by good, kind people kind of organization. Yeah, I can't thank them enough. I've gotten to meet some incredible people through the Folds of Honor. Getting to meet a Medal of Honor recipient at American Dunes was incredibly humbling, thinking about what that man did, the valiant, selfless acts he did to be awarded that medal. I don't know, I guess to wrap it up, kind of just in like a dude's way, I've gotten to meet some savage people, some of the most badass people to walk this planet, and I can't thank them enough for what they've done. Everybody, the sacrifices you've made to be a part of our armed forces. Just a big thank you to you guys. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be the end to the video, but if it is, I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Much love, y'all. Peace.
That was me. I put us into the, hey, thanks for being here.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Oh my God!
Come on, Dan. Great shot.
Ah, it would have been so fun to dunk it with the camera roll.
It's like you had the camera on it too.
I know.
That would have been
It
something.
would've been like,